Well, hello everybody. How's it going? We're here to review Lower Decks, Episode 5, Cupid's Errant Arrow. This episode was pretty solid. They had three plots. The A plot was the mission. The mission was a lunar demolition around Nexus 3. We weren't told what the aliens' names were. We'll call them Nexians or Nexans or whatever. It was pretty solid throughout. It was like a regular TNG episode in that regard. The B plot line was actually Boimler's girlfriend, and whether he had a girlfriend or not, and Mariner deciding she was an alien. This was actually pretty funny. That was a good plot line. The third plot line was Rutherford and Tandy working on the Vancouver in competition for a piece of equipment, the T-88, which is a new piece of equipment and would be really make them revered on the Cerritos if they were able to bring one back. So the three plot lines, three of them were pretty good. The T-88 plot line was probably the weaker of the three, but I still enjoyed it. We did get to meet a couple of people. The captain of the Vancouver, we did not get a name of. Not that I know of. I didn't catch it. Meet Boimler's girlfriend, Lieutenant Barbara Brenson. And then Ron Docent, Lieutenant Commander. And he was the one in charge of Rutherford and Tandy while they were competing for the T-88. So that went pretty good. Basically, the mission plot was the aliens were fighting, and they couldn't demo the moon, so they had to get them to all settle down so they could get it done. You had several factions. So the captain went in. There was a couple of good lines about what they were going to do, and there was one holdout. And he said, if you do this, you're going to be murderers. Went into a temper tantrum. By the end, the captain finds out through the aliens reveal that there's only 2 people on this moon that's going to be impacted and may die. She says, there are only 2 of you on this fucking planet? And then she turns around, implode the moon. that was pretty good. And he says, no, we just redid the floor. That was funny. Alrighty. Some of the best lines. Computer and program. That was pretty good. Her making sure Barbara was real. And then Jet saying, I will try not to bring it downtown. Mariner's line of Barb is great. A little too great. You can see what she was getting up to. The line, he's a Kirk Sunday with Trip Tucker sprinkles. That tickled me. And when Mariner was explaining the different ways somebody could try and kill you, the one shout out to TNG was sexy person in rompers that murder you for just going on the grass. I think that was Wesley Crusher got that one. That was pretty good. And then when they're talking about, in the flashback, talking about the Enterprise, it's like a new thing every week with those guys. That was funny because it was a weekly series, and of course it was new. So that tickled me. Some of the things that the captain said to the aliens to get them to do, one of them tickled me was, we will relocate 3 tons of moon dust for people to worship. I was like, and they most of them agreed. That was pretty funny. When she's talking to the alien and he's freaking out, and the captain says, shut up and just let me think. That was pretty good. Boimler talking to the computer about researching cool guys and then make him an outfit. Boys size small. That was funny. That was really funny. Oh, random looking in on the captain, see how she's doing, talking to the aliens, and it's just wild in there. And random says, yep, she's doing great. That was good. when Mariner's running down the hallway, pushing people out of the way, she pushes past this alien named Jennifer, and it actually looks like she was able to get around Jennifer okay, and then she looked at Jennifer and pushed her and then said Jennifer. I thought that was uncalled for, but it was funny. Did it look like that to anybody else? Like she was clearly already past her, but she just pushed her down anyway. Let's see. I think that's about all of it. And the other funny line was for next week's. Dr. Perlasky. Do you know how hard it is to get cheese out of fur? Most of her lines are gold, so those were pretty good. We had a couple new ships today. So of course, we had the USS Vancouver, which is a Parliament class ship. That was an engineering ship going to be in charge of the lunar demo. That was a really nice looking ship. Then we had these engineering ships, I guess, little platforms. Looked like really flat shuttles. And there must have been 12 to 20 of those circling this moon to keep it, to do the demolition. And we got to see some good sides of all that. The art in the space and everything you have to do with the moon, that was really awesome. I liked that. It really came out looking pretty good. As far as the aliens, I don't remember what the alien's name was. The planet was Nexus, so they're Nexians or Nexans or something. We'll call them Nexans. We didn't get an official name, I don't believe. Ranking. This was a solid episode. At the start of the episode, I was looking forward to the cold open, but we didn't get one. We had the titles and we went right into the story. I understand it. The story was strong and they needed the extra time. That's fine. But I was really looking forward to that cold open, that little tickle you get before the show that they've had. It's fine that they didn't have it because the show was really good. And the show was a little bit more serious. That's hard to say with the Boimler plot, with Mariner going crazy. But it was a pretty good episode, and the mission was really strong. It was nice to see something like that, so it was pretty good. The ships are awesome. I like that the show gives us new ships, and it gives us pretty neat space scenes. They're doing a lot of spacewalking, so we saw that it was Mariner that did the spacewalk in this stuff, and it wasn't Rutherford and Tandy that we kind of teased, that were kind of teased in another episode, but it was her trying to save Boimler. Now the fight Mariner and Barbara had was pretty good, and the twist at the end where Boimler was the one that had the alien on him all the time, and it wasn't Barbara, was funny. And the little parasite alien that was talking, you can, if you listened real quick, you can listen to what he was saying. That was funny. And of course he got dumped. Once he took the parasite out, she wasn't interested in him anymore, and Barbara took the alien and was going to study it, so that was funny. Maybe she's in love with the little alien, who knows. And then for the T-88, the twist was not only were they getting the T-88s, the guy was going to transfer them over to the Vancouver, and he was going to transfer himself to Cerritos because he couldn't stand being epic. So that was a nice twist, and all those plot lines got resolved pretty good. And it was nice to see Mariner and Barbara fighting with the backdrop outside the platform shuttle, with the moon exploding and whatever. That was pretty good in that regard. Now, I give this a good solid 7 out of 10. In my list of these, I'm going to have to bring this one up to number 3. Solid 7 out of 10. It was a solid episode. Had a solid mission and all that good stuff. I really liked it. More people ought to be watching this. I know it's CBS All Access and whatnot. People can't afford to get another one, or it's worth your time. So, hope everybody enjoyed this. And that's it.